Lori from Cruising for Treasure, and you are watching my What Sold show. So it's Monday, so everything that I'm showing you is what sold over the weekend. And I had sales on eBay, Poshmark, and Facebook. That felt weird coming out, like I mixed up the words, but I didn't. eBay, Poshmark, and Facebook. That's what we had. So, you know, it was a fairly normal weekend, I guess, for me. Nothing spectacular or anything. I did have one really good sale, so stay tuned to the end to see it. Also, some bookkeeping things. Make sure you are subscribed. Also, I'm going to link in, no, I'm not going to link in because the giveaway is over, and we're going to announce on Wednesday the winner. But I was hosting a giveaway with my sister in Search of Wonder. She has a really cool YouTube channel that is about books, reading books, really fun to watch. And we did a joint giveaway, and so we'll be announcing that on Wednesday. So keep your eyes out for that video. And I'm gonna kind of give like a review of a book that she picked out for me to read. And it was a book by an author that I've never actually read before. So that was kind of fun. Expanding, broadening my horizons. Anyway, so stay tuned for that video. And I think that's it. This week is going to be a little bit crazy. It's my birthday week. We're just going to celebrate every day, right, dear? He has his headphones on. He can't hear what I'm saying. But
did you like the nachos idea?
I like the nachos idea.
Because
yeah.
I gotta get the...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pulled pork nachos for my birthday dinner on Saturday. I think that's what we're going to go with. And so what my husband does, he loves to smoke and grill and all that stuff. So he makes the best pulled pork that you have ever had. I promise you. It doesn't matter what barbecue joint you have in your town, his is better. So we were throwing around ideas of what to do for my birthday party on Saturday, and I think that's what we're gonna do, pulled pork nachos. Anyway, so that's not what you guys are watching my video for, is it? So let's get back to business. Let me show you what I have. So let's start with Poshmark sales. And I will show you what sold on Poshmark. The silliest thing, it's kind of funny. So one of my buyers on Poshmark messaged me today and said, I haven't received my item yet. Can you tell me when it's going to be shipped? So of course, we as resellers, we always love to get those messages. So I went back and I looked at the listing, and lo and behold, she purchased it on a Saturday. So I am not Poshmark. I am not Amazon. I am Poshmark, and I don't ship things within an hour, especially when they're on the weekend. Now, Poshmark, I have been known to ship same day on Poshmark. If it works into my schedule, absolutely, I'll get it shipped out. Because with Poshmark, there's a great incentive to do that because you don't get paid until the buyer receives your item. So that's a big incentive to not hold on to the item, get it shipped. You want your money. However, I do not work on the weekends. I am a wife, I'm a mom. We do things. Even if it's just cleaning the house, going to church on Sunday, we do things. So anyway, is that what you guys are watching for either? Probably not. But I just have to share all of my struggles. We're in this together, right? Isn't that what we all said a few years ago? Okay, moving on. First item that sold on Poshmark. This lovely pair of shoes. They actually really are very cute. I could never with that heel. That's just brutal. But the brand is Camilla Skovgaard. A lovely Scandinavian name there for you. These sold for $33. And I got them from Goodwill. Looks like I paid maybe $10 or maybe $2.50. I would have to, let's check that out. Let's see, CAUGHT. They haven't actually been listed for very long. That was the first time I had found that brand. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I listed them at the end of January. Okay, I paid $5, got them from Goodwill. So that's not too shabby. I'm not mad about that. Okay, so $33, $5 into 33. We love it. This is Rika Devotion tennis shoes. These sold for $17 on Poshmark. And I did pick these up from an online auction. They were part of a lot. So I think I paid about $4 and then they sold for $17 very quickly. And I don't typically look for these at the thrift store because they just don't sell too much. But if I am getting them in a lot that has other shoes that are more desirable, absolutely, I'll get it, I'll list it, and I'll make a few bucks from it. Next is this lot of napkin rings. And these are just kind of brass napkin rings. I used chunky, chubby, and they sold for $21 and I had 10 of them. So that's actually not bad. I love finding different types of napkin rings, especially when there's as many as 10, because someone's gonna have a dinner party and they need that many. And I love the fact that people are still decorating their tables to have big parties and have people over. I love that. So I love finding napkin rings that have, you know, at least 4. I do not list lots of napkin rings for less than 4. It just doesn't make sense. And so 4 and more. That's my rule. So usually you'll find them hanging in the bags at Goodwill. A lot of times they'll even lump together several different sets. And then you just sort them out and photograph them and sell them. So I actually listed 3 different lots on Friday. So 10 napkin rings they sold for $21. Not mad about that. Okay, next, my Facebook sale was 4 Hannah Montana books. These sold for $10. Typically, I will pick these up at Goodwill when they are the color of the week sale, which, you know, and then if they have multiples, I'm not going to pick up one and sit it on my shelf. I used to do that, but what I have found is you so quickly run out of shelf space because you have 1 or 2 of 100 different sets of books. So if I find multiples of a set or a series in the thrift store, I will grab them and list them all at once. I'm not gonna do the piecemeal, pick it up as you go. It's too much. So that sold for $10 on Facebook, and then those will go out via media mail. All right, next, this is fun. I picked these up at Savers. This brand is Born, B-O-R-N. And I don't know if it was a return or what, but they were at Savers. They were only priced at like $5 or $7. So I grabbed them and I had them listed, I believe at $50. Someone sent me an offer for $40 and I accepted. Really cool pair of shoes. So $40 going out the door. This next one, this is a really great brand. You guys need to keep your eye out for this. Any of the wool brands like Smart Wool, and then this brand, Icebreaker, it's a really great brand to keep your eye out for. And this is for just a really simple bra, and it sold for $34.50. I did get this from Sierra, which is like a TJ Maxx, but it's basically athletic wear or outdoor brands. So think Eddie Bauer, those types of brands. So I always go there. I always check out their clearance racks. And so I got this for $10 and it sold for $34.50. So I love that. And it was very quick. It was maybe listed for a week and they paid full price. Next, this is what's the brand? Oh, Jack's Pacific, Jakks. This is Griffin. So it's like a mythical creature, and that sold full price for $12.50. And again, these types of items are in the bags hanging on the wall at Savers, at Goodwill. A lot of thrift stores will do that. They'll bag up different types of toys or whatever together. And sometimes you can find items that are worth money. So this one sold for $12.50. You figure I paid $4 or $5 for the bag, $1 maybe for this item, and it sold for $12.50. So I like doing that. Sometimes you can just end up with a whole bunch of junk, and that is unfortunate. But other times you can end up with things that sell for a very decent ROI. Okay, next I have a pair of Mondor tights. These are for figure skaters, and these, new in the package, they sold for $9.99. So that is pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna show you some vintage postcards that sold. Let's see. Okay, this is choir practice at Hemingway House. This is from 1981. It is posted. This sold full price for $4.99. I guess at Ernest Hemingway's house in Key West, Florida, they still have cats who are descended from his original pets. I guess it's part of the tourist attraction. I don't know. But yeah, so that's his cats singing. I don't know. This is posted, so let me just read you the little note. Dear so-and-so, I told you the postcard was stupid. I am disappointed by the lack of truly tacky ones. Whoever was here in July bought all the magazines with the royal wedding in it, so I have been able to indulge myself yet again. What a glutton. Have a good vacation. That is hilarious. So the person who I got this collection from, or the one who had amassed this postcard collection, they actually lived in DC, and it's really funny. They moved there in the late 70s, early 80s, and they must have let their whole friend group know, please send us the tackiest postcards you can find. And their friends came through for them. They have sent them cards from all around the world, and they're all generally in that time frame, the 70s and 80s. There are a few from the 90s, but not a lot. So it's quite fascinating. It's quite fascinating. Anyway, so this is one of them. Sold for $4.99. Here is another postcard. This is Cork and Bottle. It is a liquor store in Rochester, New York, and that sold for $4. And what I put in the listing neon lights and nighttime. So $4. And this is actually the second time I have sold this postcard. I have multiples of it. So I guess that is popular. I don't know. But it does, specific locations like that, or the neon lights. People have specific things that they're collecting, maybe restaurants at nighttime, or maybe it's someone that lives in that town and they just want a reminder of times gone by. Who knows? So here is a postcard, Merry Xmas from Hawaii, and it's got the hula dancer with a lei around her. This was posted in 1983. This sold for $7. And let's see. I'm going to read this, and hopefully there's nothing inappropriate. It says, boo, I miss you. I am having postpartum depression. One day of house hunting, and I've already met a whole new cast of scum dogs, weirdos, and people who make up extremely lame excuses when they hear your white accent. One of each to be accurate. Okay. New experience, sunset on the beach. Was cold and damp, but the manager of the bar offered me a waitress job for New Year's Eve. New gripe, all those old Hawaii hands who told me not to take any woolies along were nuts. I miss you, blah, blah. So that's very interesting. I feel like that was low-key racist. Yikes. Okay, so that was posted in 1983. And yeah, So then the last postcards, I sold 4 postcards over the weekend. The last one to sell is an art print. And this is Stina Sunnison, and it's Riding on My Horse. And this is from Sweden. So kind of cute. And that sold for $5.99 plus shipping. So 4 very different postcards going out today. Okay. Moving on, what was the last thing I showed you? Okay, so this item, I had a lot of offers. No one wanted to pay my price. I had to keep going back, doing comps again and again to make sure that I was okay with sticking to my guns. And I was, and someone finally paid full price, $49.99. I had people offering ridiculous amounts for this. I'm so thankful it sold at full price. This is a Carhartt shearling or like fleece lined canvas vest. It's an incredible piece. It's a great size. It's like a 2XL, $49.99, finally sold. Very happy to see this guy go, to be honest. He caused me much heartache and angst, but we made our money, so we're good now. Okay, this one was a very quick sale. This is a Bionicle, and it's one that came with 2 different figures, but obviously I only have the one figure. And this one is Kikanalo, and he sold for $35. As far as I can tell, he's complete. And of course I did not make that claim. And I think he's a 4-legged creature, actually. He's supposed to be going down like this. Whenever I sell Lego sets like this, I just say it comes as pictured, because there's really no way for me to say if every single piece is included. It does look to be complete. $35. And I got this in a lot of pieces from an online auction. So I'm definitely making a great profit here. $35. Okay, now from the fabulous to the mundane, we sold a Nautica tie. I got a massive amount of these from an online auction at one point, and I'm slowly getting them listed because I didn't want to flood my own market with very low cost items, you know, already. So this is a Nautica tie. I did pay about $1 for each of these ties. This sold for $6. So not a runaway profit by any stretch, but it'll just be, you know, one of those things where a sale will roll in once every other week or so, whatever. Okay. Moving on, this is a fun one. This is one of my thrift stores that I try to get to once a week. I don't always make it because it's not super convenient to all the crazy places I go. So, but I went in there one time and they had a ton of Psycho Bunny donated, and as well as a bunch of other stuff. I got so much stuff that day. So they are basically a for-profit thrift store. To my knowledge, they do not benefit any nonprofit organization. They are not a charity, and they were former resellers. So they price their things. Most of their inventory is priced just above what I'm comfortable to pay. So when I buy their items, I really have to be very careful to be sure that I will actually make a profit. That being said, they don't price, a lot of times if they'll get in a large amount of something, they'll kind of price it down a little bit. So for example, this Psycho Bunny shirt was priced at $6. So, which is great. Then I turned around and sold it for $29.99. I made a great profit. They presumably made a good profit. We're all happy. This is just a yellow polo shirt, you know, super simple, $29.99. I think that's the second item to sell so far from that particular collection that I purchased. Okay, now for my pièce de résistance, the highlight of my weekend, which was just amazing. I picked this item up at Goodwill. It was in one of the new carts that had just come out. I was just taking a gander, looking at everything there. I saw it. I recognized it because we have these items in our home and it's new in the package. And anytime I find a thermostat type item, it seems to do really well. And Goodwill had it priced at $3.99. So yes, Goodwill does price up things ridiculously a lot of times, but sometimes you can catch them sleeping. And then I'm able to buy it and then resell it for, let's see, checks, notes, $108. Yes! So, what was it you say? It was the Nest Pro thermostat. And I didn't even comp it in the stores because I knew it was going to be worth definitely more than $3.99. And at moments like that, you just don't think, you just grab, okay? So that's part of reselling, is just having that instinct to know exactly, and not even know exactly, you just figure, you hope, you dream, you gamble, and it pays off. This made my husband proud of me, so, you know, there's also that. $3.99, and I had my son photograph it. We listed it almost immediately, and then it sold within, I priced it at $125, and someone sent me an offer for $108, which most likely just was, he was subtracting the cost of shipping. I'm totally cool with that because I paid $4. So $3.99 into $108 within hours. That's why we do what we do. So that's what I have going out the door today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate it. And
It stopped.
nuh-uh.
No, it didn't. I'm just teasing you.
He is such a bad person. He is fired. Wow. Okay, so if you watched all the way to the end, please subscribe because that means you love it so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.